Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Chaosville, here with your master of horror for the evening, Villager97. Lying in bed one here, and it is April Fool's Day, which means that Mojang has changed the entire skin server to turn out a random villager skin, so I am a witchery butcher, apparently. So what we're doing today is we are taking the toxic gas that we've already created, and we're going to see if we can finish the steps to turn it into deadly neurotoxin. And if we have some time after that, we may even get to discussing what we're going to do in retaliation against the heathen blood mage to the west. So right now I've got the toxic gas being output into this ender tank, and that is going over to a photobioreactor. So let me see if I can just bring that recipe up. There it is. Okay, so the photobioreactor converts fluids to other fluids when combined with items that are sensitive to light, typically meaning algae. Doesn't need power, but it does need sunlight, which means we can't actually have it down here because we don't get sunlight down here at all, by design. Let's go. Okay, so just on top of one of the 3 neighboring greatwood trees, I have secreted ourselves a little setup. So here we have the toxic gas coming in to the input of this photobioreactor, and then we need to have, I believe it's super algae, and once that gets mixed together it will output into here our completed deadly neurotoxin. I've actually just realized this photobioreactor hasn't been set to anything. I shall have to see to that later. But right now we need to address the problem of what is super algae and how do I get it? Well, you get it by growing regular algae, but you can't just grow it on water. Well, regular algae grows on water, but it will only ever produce regular algae doing so. What you need is called slick water, and that is the consequence of using a mixer, just like this one. I just made a generic, completely hand automated mixer here for our purposes of making this, because you don't need much slick water, and it has basically no other purpose whatsoever as far as I can see. But you make slick water by combining regular water and some bone meal. So fortunately we have our infinite spring in the form of our kettle here. So we stick this into the tank, and then we add a little bit of bone meal, and we give it some power. There it is, that's crystal tower. Oop, nope, not bone meal, crystal tower, thank you. Okay, let's get that out of there. And over time, it produces nutrient water, which actually registers as it is slick water. So let's grab that. There we are, nutrient water buckets. So we are going to make a machine which will automatically generate all the super algae we could possibly need. Starting there, and now this is going to need another 8 pieces, I believe. Oh, perfect. Whoop. And it's a 1-to-1 relationship between a bucket of water and a piece of bone meal to make this nutrients water, or slick water, whatever it's called. We're not really that concerned with it. Whoop. And kadoop, there we go. Now, of course, it doesn't mix together like regular water, so you do have to worry about that. It's a bit of a pain. Doesn't give any effects if you're in it either. See that? Nothing happening. It's just murky water, as far as I can tell. So I'm not exactly certain why you'd want it, other than to grow this super algae, which we do. So I suppose that's convenient. Okay. So we're just going to start off by laying out this section here, and I think I can actually put down the algae I need. Okay. That's just regular old algae that I got from the nearby swamp, where it is infesting every single available source of water. Very rudely. Okay, stick that there. Really quick. Oop, no, we want to go there. I probably don't put in the water source over here, so I'm gonna. Oh well. Ooh, that was not what I wanted to do. Okay, but while I'm over here anyway, let's actually just have a water source, because this is going to get very tedious. I made this particular patch of greenery in order to start getting more flowers to mixed results, because I think the biome's tampering with it. But fortunately there's a large field of flowers nearby, so I don't need to worry about it too much. Okay, there we go. Just keep pouring that in there. So that we can grab it out of there. Okay, 2 more, I think. And there. Okay, so over time, this is going to very slowly spread, and every so often, one of the spreads will be a piece of super algae. So what we need to do now is, firstly, accelerate the hell out of that, because it's going to be very, very slow. Like, ridiculously slow. And for that reason, I have over here a Dartcraft setup. Now, everyone who's been watching for a while knows my feelings on Dartcraft, so I'm not particularly going to explain them. But if you combine a clock with with a force torch, which you get by placing the golden power source, which is basically charcoal, as far as Dartcraft goes, and a force stick, exactly what it says on the front, you will get what is called a time torch. So let's combine that. There we go, time torch. Now what this does is it plays with time dilation, by which I mean it accelerates everything that's going on. And apparently really bugs the game the hell out. Let me just relog, see what that's doing. Okay, there we go. Wasn't quite sure what to make of the situation, but if you place a time torch down, it then gives off this rather ugly particle effect, and looks pretty hideous, even in our texture pack, but it has a number of settings. So you can slow time down, you can set time to be on fast, or, for our particular purposes, you can set it to hyper, where it applies an update tick to basically everything around it very, very quickly. So we should see this start to spread pretty rapidly, which is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking to see this actually grow, and we actually also see the effects on this cactus. If we look over here, you can see it going pretty quickly as well. So that's going to increase our cactus production as well. I may have to move this further away. But let's have 2 time torches, and then we need something to actually break this bundle of joy that is the algae. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear the way. Get a torch. Okay. So, it hasn't actually spread at all just yet. That's a little unusual. Might just be the light levels or something. I'm not sure exactly. What I really hope to not find out is that it needs to be in the sky. I don't know if anything that requires that. But it does require a fair bit of power to make these. And they apply to even things like the Ender Lily seeds, but for our purposes, we're only interested in applying them to the algae. Is this actually going to grow? I'm now concerned. Well, let's grab this and head upstairs. We'll take a piece of algae with us, and we'll be able to find out exactly if this requires sunlight. Because I really hope not. Piece of algae. And to the surface, and there is a water pool around here somewhere. Oh yeah, there we go, big lake. And I presume that block was placed by an Enderman. I don't know why it's there exactly. Oop. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Right. So, if I plunk that there, check for creepers, and we plunk our algae down. And there is no sunlight. Oh, but it is spreading. So every now and then it'll give us a piece of... Is that a pesh I can hear? Possibly. Every now and then it will give us a piece of hyper algae. Not very quickly, not very commonly. The regular algae will still vastly outnumber it. So we kind of need to automate the way in which this is harvested so that I'm not having to jump in here to grab it all. And nope. Okay, let's head back home. Doop. And I think we want that one. Nope, this is our interdiction matrix and our cover system, which I need to add one or more solar generators to, because evidently there is a bit of a breach in it. But yeah, you can see we got a lot of algae from that one excursion, so that's pretty nice. Should have enough power now. Good. You can stop. Okay, so 2 time torches should do just nicely. But of course, hyperalgae only turns up, well, super algae only turns up if you are on the nutrient water. Please tell me this does not actually need to be... I'm gonna be very annoyed if that's the case. Anyways, I will design this, and whether I move it above ground anyways later, we'll see. But, now we're going to use the Random Things Block Breaker. So, let me see. Okay, so... the block breaker. Now we already have one, or we have a block breaker already in storage from when we needed to get obsidian, but this is a lot cheaper because it doesn't use diamonds. Although, that said, we have a lot of diamonds, so maybe that's not too big of an issue. Although we may be a little bit low on iron. Excuse me. Let's see, recipe for this block breaker. It doesn't actually use any iron, well, it uses 2 iron. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, we're going to need 8 of these. So, would it actually be cheaper? Well, the main feature I'm looking for actually with this block breaker is that it's autonomous. You don't actually have to feed it any kind of signal. So let me stick this iron in there. 8 times 3 is 32, that's half a stack. So we probably won't have enough iron on hand right now. There is a lot more in ore form and a bunch of processing here. We probably won't have enough on hand to make the full thing. But we should be able to make a demonstration at least. So, doop. Across like that. Okay, that gets us the iron pickaxe we need. And let me see. Okay, do that. Get a chest. To get the hopper. And what was that other ingredients? Ah, it's just 9 bar. Okay, makes that simple. Or simpler, at least. And I really wish this thing would make up its mind about where it wants to be looking whenever you open it. Oh, does it have to actually be... Evidently it has to be actual cobblestone. Okay, well that's fine, we can deal with that. This is not an issue to us. There we go, okay, block breaker. So, what this will do is, if it has a chest behind it, it will empty it into it, but we're not particularly fussed about that. And if there is a block in front of it, it will try to break it. So, show this. No redstone control whatsoever, it just does it. So we don't need to have to worry about any controls running. So we just need to have 8 of these pointed into the outer points of here, and then the hyper torches will cause the algae to spread into the corners, and they'll get broken, and then we'll filter them through an item duct, which is our next port of call, via a vacuum hopper, to grab all the stuff, and then only the hyperalgae will be the stuff that we're interested in will be left behind. So let us get a... Whoop. Let's see, we want 2 for a new vacuum hopper, and let's just do the vacuum hopper first, because I need a barrel as well. But that is going to take more space than we presently have. Okay, and a bit of obsidian. Gets us a vacuum hopper, and we need to pick that up. And Easy, okay. There we go. And a slab gets us a barrel. So we'll use that to grab all the stuff that we need. And let me see, I need at least one servo, probably two ideally. Right. So, have a barrel there. Item ducts on top. And a vacuum hopper there, picking everything up that comes out of this. Set it to actually output there. And let's see, add a servo here so we can control this so that it only accepts the algae, the basic unwanted algae. And then we'll have one here as well, so this is constantly outputting. So let's grab one more piece of algae. The last piece we shall ever need. Because this is, the balance is tremendously off kilter. So whitelist algae. And you need to be always on. And set to output. So, and if any algae comes into this system, it will end up here. Otherwise, it will all go into this particular barrel, which is what we're looking for. Currently, we only have the one piece that's going to be accounted for here, but that's fine. So, if I toss this piece of algae here... Ooh. And it did that because this is presently not set for anything. But, well, you know exactly what would happen if I put an item in there. It would just go along anyways. But let us grab a servo for that. Don't really have anything to stand in for algae. Oh well. Okay, but that's that. So, this will create deadly neurotoxin. Now, as I've already discussed, deadly neurotoxin is, as its name implies, severely lethal. It causes massive damage, nausea, poison, withering, slowness, blindness. It is basically your worst nightmare in gas form. Now, there's still some natural gas hanging around various parts of the cave and downstairs, but neurotoxin is something that we are probably going to try to avoid ever releasing directly into the environment, because it will murder things quite happily. And it's then very annoying to get rid of, because even... Apparently the chicken escaped, I'm not really sure how. Okay, that's weird. But anyways, what we're going to use it for is just softening... Why? You are being really weird, Chicky. We're going to use it for softening up things like the Horned Huntsman. It does a lot of damage. It doesn't affect the Wither, I suspect, because the Wither is undead. But it will affect more or less everything else. Unless they have very significant natural regen, as the Huntsman does, then they basically cannot avoid dying outright. The Huntsman, by the way, has enough regen to slightly outpace the poison effect and get up to around about 7 or so health before the withering and before the damaging effects kick him back down to half a heart, which means that we will have to fully automate his death and demise once more before we can actually put him back on farm status. But we'll have to also engineer a vent and fan system to flood a room with neurotoxin and clear it out again. It's going to be a really interesting engineering challenge. And as regarding our mage foe, I think the Huntsman might have to pay him a visit. We'll see exactly what I come up with next time. Anyways, that is all for today. Thank you to Alex Akers for the fan art, which I shall plaster across the screen now. And with all that in mind, I have been villager number 97 or something, and I shall catch you all next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and or a favorite. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to be notified of future updates. You can also check out the website where most other content is uploaded. That's all for now. Catch you later.